Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Lex's Figure Reviews. Today we'll be taking a look at Brock Lesnar WrestleMania 32 Elite Figure, complete with a Here Comes the Pain shirt and a WWE Undisputed Championship. Now this is a very controversial figure because of the head scan. People do not like this head scan. What do I think of it? I will tell you as soon as we open this up. But first, before we open it up, let's take a look at the packaging. So the WrestleMania 32 packaging is very similar to the new Elite Series 40 packaging. We have the new WrestleMania 32 logo there on the bottom, along with Brock Lesnar's name and the diagonal cutout. Includes shirt and WWE Championship right there on the front. Panning up a little bit more, we see Brock there with the WWE Undisputed Championship and the Here Comes the Pain plastic t-shirt on the top. It has the WrestleMania logo as well as highly detailed action figure 8+ and the WWE Elite Flashback logo. And of course on the side we have the WrestleMania Dallas logo along with Brock's face. On the side here, panning down, we get to Brock Lesnar and the Elite Flashback logo. On the back of the packaging, you see the WWE logo, WWE.com. 0 to 3, those ages cannot have these figures. Looking up, we have the Brock Lesnar picture, as well as his info, height, weight 6'3", 286 pounds, signature moves, F5 and Kimura lock. He did not have the Kimura lock back then. He's from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The ring attire is WrestleMania 20. Career highlights: WWE World Heavyweight Champion, 2002 King of the Ring winner, 2003 Royal Rumble match winner. And of course the untouchable achievement, ending The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. Panning up, we see the WrestleMania 20 logo, which is one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time, plus the WWE Elite Collection Flashback logo at the top left, and the WWE official license sticker. And rounding out the packaging, we have Brock Lesnar on the side here, along with his name. And that's about it on this side. So as usual, we'll take a look first at the belt that Brock comes with. It's the WWE Undisputed Championship, which had a very, very short reign, all considered, relatively at least. I think it was active from 2002 to 2005. And there you see the side plates on the WWE Undisputed Championship. The middle plate here, and you can actually see, I'm trying to get the lighting right, the bolts on the championship are actually a different color. They're silver, as opposed to the rest of the belt being gold. And of course you've got the other side plates on here. Have the WWE scratch logo on there. And one thing I really like about this belt is that this front plate is really smooth right across. It looks gorgeous. It's big too. It's a big plate. And the side plates look pretty good right there. And in all honesty, this might be my new favorite belt. I mean, I know I just reviewed the Sami Zayn with the NXT belt, and I said that that was probably my favorite belt. This tops it in my opinion. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's big. I love the Undisputed title design as it is anyway. And I think they just absolutely nailed it. It's a very, very high quality belt. Alright, so now let's take a look at Brock's other accessory. It's the Here Comes the Pain t-shirt. This is a plastic, kind of a... It's not, I wouldn't call it soft because it is pretty stiff, but it's not hard plastic either, so it's kind of in the middle. And on the back you see the design of the spine running up along the middle there, and the Brock logo there with the name Brock at the very top. The way the shirt works is that it clips on the sides right here and right here, so if you wanted to unclip it, you just pull it apart like that, and then we'll get Brock in here. Slide him right underneath the shirt. Kind of a tight fit over the head there. Got him. He's screaming in agony as I put the shirt on. We clip it on the sides here. So the way the clip works is you kind of fish these two tabs here on the side underneath the shirt, and clip that on. It'll clip. Gotta get it right against the figure so I can push it down. There we go. And then on the other side, same thing. So I strain to do this. This is definitely not the easiest thing to do, but also if you've been collecting figures for a long time, you know how difficult it is to get those jackets and shirts off that they usually do. So there we go. It wasn't too difficult, but could have been easier. It also doesn't help that I'm trying to do this around a camera, but there it is. The shirt's on, so we'll get some good shots of him wearing the shirt along with the belt, and then we'll also look at the articulation and my overall thoughts of this figure. So I tried to fit the belt around him with the shirt on, and it's too tight of a squeeze. Maybe if you really tried, you could get that last buckle there to clip, and then he would look something like this with the t-shirt on and the belt on. But for the most part, this belt is actually curved, and the packaging, that's how it came. So if you like your belt straight for some reason, which I don't know why, because they don't really stand up if they're straight, and they don't really fit around the waist too well if they're straight either. This is actually a good idea to curve this belt. It's curved so it can sling right over Brock's shoulder, and he can hold it just like that. And you can see over here it curves. That's actually a really good idea. I like that idea a lot. So I don't mind telling you that I had a little bit of difficulty standing this Brock Lesnar figure up. He's definitely bigger than most figures, and therefore maybe a little top heavy. So as always, let's do the articulation on this figure real quick. Head up and down, right and left, kind of side to side, all over. Of course, that head scan that will haunt you in your dreams. We have arm movement, outward and upward. We have bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrist plus wrist movement. We have the torso crunch, swivel at the waist, thigh outward and upward, thigh swivel movement. We have the two knee joints right here for Brock. Plus we have swivel at the shin, boot kind of up and down, and kind of left and right. Alright, it is time for my thoughts overall on this Brock Lesnar. I really like this figure. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, you like this figure with that head scan? Allow me to explain. This figure is actually bigger than most other figures. One of my biggest complaints about Mattel figures is that most of them are way too skinny. We saw the Sami Zayn earlier. He is skinny in real life, and his figure is skinny. That makes sense. But there are other figures that I've gotten before, the Mr. Perfects, that Mr. Perfect was not a twig. You know, he wasn't huge like Brock, but he wasn't a twig either, and his figure is just way too skinny. This Brock is actually bigger than most figures. In fact, I'll try to do a side-by-side here of Sami and Brock. Put Sami kind of in front. That doesn't really work. But kind of the mass of Brock is almost like double the size of Sami. So that is an excellent touch by Mattel to actually make this Brock figure bigger. And I don't know, I've never purchased a Mattel Brock figure before, so that might just be his mold. But the mold is fantastic. All the muscle detail is great. They've got the tattoos on both shoulders, plus the back tattoo. I love this attire of Brock. It's very simple, but it's very powerful. The boots on this figure are fantastic. They're molded. They've got the straps on them. The hair, the face, it all looks like him. It's just that I'm personally not a big fan of screaming face scans. Now, when I pose the figure like this, the screaming face scan makes sense. And I like it. But if you're posing it pretty much any other way, he's got this face like he's making, like the face that Lloyd in Dumb and Dumber makes when he's making the most annoying sound in the world. And especially if you tilt his head upward, I mean, it kind of looks like he's just doing this weird thing. Actually, now that I try to mess with it, I can't. His head won't stay up, which is, I guess, a negative of the figure. But all in all, I think this figure is actually very fantastic. I'm very pleased with it. Maybe down the line I will swap the head out if I want to, if it really bothers me. There are plenty of Brock Lesnar heads out there that you can swap them out with. And he doesn't look too much different now from when he did back then. He does look different, but not too much, to the point where that would be a problem. So overall, man, this figure, I'm very, very pleased with it. You may not like it because of the head scan, and I can't blame you if you don't like it because of that. Certainly, it gets points off for defaulting with that head scan. But I think overall, this Brock figure is definitely worth checking out if you need a Brock that's not in MMA shorts, that is more posable maybe. This Brock may fit the bill for you. The articulation on this Brock, much like the Sami Zayn, was excellent. And I don't know if this is something new that Mattel is getting into, that they're just getting better on articulation, because the last two figures I've reviewed have been phenomenal articulation. The joints have been not too loose, but not too stiff, and this Brock definitely impressed me, that's for sure. The packaging is cool. The WWE Undisputed Championship is awesome. The shirt is okay. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's also an interesting way to solve the problem of having to pull these shirts off of guys that just plain don't pull off, or they're going to break if you try. So having a breakaway shirt, it's kind of a good idea. But again, it's not my most favorite thing in the world. So that does it for this review of Brock WrestleMania 32 Elite. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more wrestling figure reviews coming up. I've got a ton of them, folks. So until next time, see you guys later.